Good morning and welcome back to Miniature Monday here on Gaming with ADHD, where hopefully this is the second time you've heard this for the day. It's been a whole 3 days since we've spoken last. Whatever shall we do? We'll paint miniatures. That's what we're gonna do. I mean, come on, that's what we do every time. I mean, that and try to take over the world, let's be honest. So, I don't know what's wrong with me. Something just feels off today. I then go and try to find my... Well, I end up having to dig around to try and find all of the things from my painting desk that my children took away from my painting desk. Good morning, Hungar. How are you, my friend? And I don't know exactly what they did with them. So I have paint missing, and I had to find my water cup, and the palette is just gone. Luckily, I have like 2 packages of those, so just grabbed a new one. But dear Lord, seriously, like your children start deciding they want to join you in the hobby, and while it's cool, now I have to share all of my toys. It can be very frustrating. Anyways. I know, first world problems, right? No, it's actually kind of funny. I didn't technically play anything this weekend. But my oldest and my youngest decided to get their Warhammer miniatures out. And like, I haven't read the rules for 10th edition, I think they're on. I haven't read the rules for 10th edition. I barely remember the rules for older editions, and so I just cobbled together some rules from what I remember from Warhammer in the past, and just said, okay, just do this. Like, ignore these special rules. Don't worry about that. We're just gonna do this, and we're gonna keep it easy. And I think they had fun. They seemed to have fun. It was Thousand Suns against Death Guard, so that was fun for a Sunday afternoon. But both of them at different points in the day were painting. I was working on assembling my Sisters of Battle. I could have gone live, but we were watching. It was Church from Home weekend, so that was good. So I was assembling the Sisters of Battle for the project that I've got. No, and you're right, Hungar, and that's exactly what I was going for. I didn't want them to worry about, what's this rule, and spend time digging up stuff in the rule book, which they kind of did. But it was more just like, no, let's get you the basics. Doesn't matter what edition it is. Moving hasn't changed. Shooting for the most part hasn't changed. Close combat hasn't changed that much. So it was very easy. Just like, okay, here's the rules. Go with this. And it's close enough that when they actually go and look at the official rules, read the rule book, they should be able to translate what they did into the actual game and eventually start learning. I keep hearing that, Hungar, about one-page rules, and I'm not necessarily opposed to one-page rules. My main thing right now, because I have all sorts of games, but to me it's about meeting people where they are or where they think they want to be. Like the whole reason that this kind of has blown up, like I've had Games Workshop stuff forever. My oldest, it was 8th edition. I was debating getting the starter set, and it was just kind of funny because my oldest at the time, he was like, "Oh, well, if you get that, then I can play the Marines." And I just laughed at him because, of course, Dad was going to get the Marines. And he looks at me and he's like, "Well, the Goblins are kind of cool too." I was just like, "Well, those are the Death Guard. Those are also Marines. They're just evil ones." And so we got to talk a lot. So that was pretty funny. Anyways, but then my youngest a few weeks ago comes up to me. He's like, "Dad, I think I want to play. I pre-ordered Space Marine 2. I think I want to play. I think I want to play Warhammer." So that's why it's like, I'm not trying to like force, "Oh, let's do 1-page rules," or "Let's try Dead Zone," or "Hey, no, you should be playing Battletech," because I don't want to be that guy that just kind of stomps on interest. Especially when I have a bunch of the stuff anyways. There's no reason we can't play. So that's kind of the approach that I've been taking with it. Because again, like my youngest, part of him wanting to get into Warhammer was because he's been playing Battletech with us for a few months now. So there's definitely some cross-pollination. There's definitely ways to get the kids into different things. But it doesn't help if you, "Oh, no, that's dumb. You don't want to do that." So anyways, so that's why I'm going the direction that I am currently. But you are right. Getting the minis on the table and having some fun, is the important part. So, anyways, and hello, Steven. Good morning, sir. But it is also kind of funny because, so one son went Death Guard, the other son went Thousand Suns. So we've got 2 Chaos players. And so it was just like, he won't play with us, but it would be really funny if my other son would play Khorne. And there's many reasons why that's very appropriate, but we'll just leave it at that. But he won't play with us. And then I figured, okay, well, if they've all got that, then I'll do Slanesh. And they announced that they're doing Emperor's Children next year. So, anyways, it's kind of funny, but overall, it was still fun. It was still nice to just sit there, kind of guide them through. They were able to handle most of it anyways. Okay, I'm highlighting this because it's funny. We've been together long enough to have a baby. The real question is, who's carrying the baby, Hungar? So, hey, Silent Mouse. Anyways, so I mean, I let them kind of take the reins on everything. I was just like, okay, if you're going to do this, okay, here's the rule for it. And I just kind of played moderator, and it worked out pretty well. They definitely had some fun, so. Well, now that we've got that established, Hungar. Good times indeed. Anyhow, so all right, so this is what I was working on Friday, and I used that purple speed paint on the hair, and overall I kind of like how it came out. Like, it's not perfect. It should probably be a little bit darker up in there as opposed to down here. But overall, like I thought the look would kind of clash with the rest of the outfit. But I think it worked out pretty well. Yeah, overall I'm pretty happy with it. The lips, I got a little bit of paint on there, and that's fine. I just need to come back in with some wash. But I've also got to get some highlights like up on the hat. Some down on the boot, the gloves at least. So I think we're definitely going to look at some dry brushing today. And then we'll do some more on the orc. And before I ask, it's only 12:15 a.m. Okay. I'm just saying, Silent Mouse. I mean, you're the one that's staying up all night, so. That's normally my domain. Which, actually, I actually did find out that I'm actually pretty lucky, and I'm going to get some semi-regular overtime for a while. So I'm actually pretty excited about that. Mostly because we've kind of got some plans and things that we want to do. More just to, I hate to put it this way, but more just to kind of secure things in case I get laid off or whatever. Not that I'm super worried about getting laid off, but I'm worried enough that I'm trying to plan for it. If you suddenly see me streaming a whole lot more, you'll know why. Oh, and another problem with letting my children play with my paints. Look at that. I'm gonna have to buy new paints here, or new brushes here soon. That's okay. I don't mind. I literally can think of a million other things that I would willingly complain about. That's just funny. Woo, new brushes. What's up, Six World? And you're right to a point about new brushes, but also, Six World, you've been around long enough. You know that I don't necessarily, change out my brushes that often. And good morning, nerds. Good to see you again. Sorry about Saturday. Yeah, dude, Six World, seriously, man, stay safe. Everything I'm hearing about Milton. I saw this post, and it's like, and it's somebody, and he's from Florida. He's like, I don't know if I can be afraid of a hurricane named Milton. You want to call it like Hurricane Sauron? Dude, I'm terrified. Hurricane Voldemort? Yeah, I'm getting scared. Hurricane Milton? Bruh, come on. Go find your pair and put them back on or something. It's just like, he's not necessarily wrong. It's just like, I mean, that's when you should like go back and reconsider your naming scheme. Like based on category or something. Hey, Malachi. Except we're about to get our shit rocked by the meteorological equivalent of Millhouse. Oh, that like 1,000%. Oh, thanks for that, Sixth World. Man, I am just feeling out of it today. It was also kind of funny because when my youngest was painting this weekend, he's I'll show you I'll show you real quick what he was doing. What the? So he's taking, I think it was this, yeah, it was this brush. Okay, so we got this guy right here. A nice 4/0. And he's just kind of like going like this, and I'm like, what are you doing? He's like, oh, I'm dry brushing. I'm like, no, that's not how you, that's not dry brush, because he would just like put paint on it and just go to town. No. I mean, it's my fault for not teaching him, but still. Nerds. Statistically speaking, at least one person has died because the hurricane's name was too mild sounding, so they didn't take it seriously. Yeah, that's straight up facts right there. It's Milton. Which is dumb. It's like they're telling you it's a hurricane. Here's the satellite images. This is how straight up ridiculous this is looking like it's gonna get. And but it's named Milton, so I don't care. So yeah, Sixth World, stay safe. Hope the kiddo's okay. Obviously, he's probably going to have some issues with Milton. Is it going to rain chocolate? Or it's going to design a board game, one of the two. You didn't like my design. Here's a tornado. Or a hurricane, whatever. You know what I mean. So I don't want to darken up the skin tone too much. So instead of using the normal like strong tone, I'm using just some flesh wash. A little more red, a little lighter. So I want it showing up. And as long as Waffle House doesn't close, we're fine. Like, I think it's funny because like it's become a joke at this point about the Waffle House. And while yes, FEMA has also become a joke, like at least some number of years ago, like FEMA would use Waffle House as sort of like a guide as far as what resources to send in. Basically they'd call the Waffle House in the area and be like, all right, what do you guys got on the menu? Oh, we've got this, this, and this. Okay, cool. Well, then obviously we don't need to send down electrical generators because there's plenty of power around. Things like that. So it's like, that is both strange, hilarious, and awesome all at the same time. Alright, so it darkened it up a little bit different than I was expecting, but it's not too bad. You can see the cleavage. But let's be honest, they made the cleavage. You should kind of show it off. I may be a conservative, but boobs. So, I'm sorry, folks. Yeah, and they probably do, but I mean, clearly they're like, clearly in like North Carolina, they're like, I mean, flaunt it tastefully, nerd. Like, you can flaunt it tastefully. I'm gonna get yelled at by somebody. But actually, since you weren't here when I was showing it off, nerds, like, how do you think the purple hair came out? I kind of like it. I think it works. It's a very sharp contrast compared to the rest of the model, but I like it. Oh, I forgot to do these little... I'm not entirely sure what these things are on the belt. You know what? They're hiding in the back. I don't care. I'm gonna ignore them. Because I want to. And for the record, I have... I barely have a lot of faith in anything government at this point, but yeah, the closer to the actual situation, the better, in my opinion. So, I should... You know what, nerds? You're right. It does, like, because yeah, with the bright red skirt, you're right. It pulls the eyes down, but then having the purple hair, you're right. You know what? That's a good point. It balances out what you're looking at. Thank you. Thank you for helping me understand. That's a really good way to put it. And no, Malachi, I am not dyeing the hair of my beard purple. Maybe if I hit 5,000 like legit subscribers, I'll dye it purple and do a stream. In other words, no, you can't go pay for like fake subscribers to make me dye my hair, my beard purple. Or should I do it when I've got 100 members? Oh, if I had... Oh. Like, I'm setting up... I'm not putting glitter anywhere, Six World. I'm willing to negotiate for, like, hair dye that eventually will either grow or fade away. And I'd leave it there for a month. But I ain't putting glitter nothing anywhere. I don't need craft herpes on my body. Just not gonna do it. Wouldn't be prudent. Oh, what was... Oh. I was watching Sam Healy's live stream with his son the other day, and he kept quoting Dana Carvey from Saturday Night Live from 1990, whatever. And his son was just looking at him like, what? It was great. Oh, that was fantastic. All right, I like this. Actually, we're gonna try something. I went with flesh wash on the skin, but I'm put a little bit of that darker tone on the eyes to try and darken that up. Purple glitter. What is wrong with you? All right, I like her. That's basically like 3 miniatures done. So we've got giveaways at least for the next 3 weeks. I mean, I got to do the base, but I mean, I can do the base isn't hard. Wait, why am I using that? I've got a Pro Acryl I can use. So anyways, outside of hurricane season, how is everyone else doing? I'm not going to tell it again, but if you want to hear the story about my my oldest and youngest and their first quote-unquote game, see you, nerds. They shut up, Malachi. Yes, I am a little behind on that. I have the addresses. I just need to send them. I've just been meaning to... Well, it's the same problem that I ran into with Max. I wanted to get some good pictures and like do a couple of shorts and then send them out. And that's kind of what my brain is trying to make me do. I just haven't done it. So, was what in England, Malachi? I mean, technically some of the miniatures that I have to send out are going to England. Oh, kids' first game. No, it was just here at the house yesterday. It was my oldest and youngest, and they decided to play together, but I knew neither of them didn't know how to play, and so I did not teach them the correct rules, and I said that up front. But I taught them 40K rules as I remembered them, being mixed across multiple editions, with the intention just being, okay, let's just play the game. Get the first bit under your belt so you have an idea of how the game works. Then when you go back and read the rules, you'll learn the right way to do it, but you'll also have it a little bit better in your head as far as what you did. Because that's the thing, is like, for me, I struggle to read rules just and learn the game just off the cuff. But if somebody can teach me, then when I go and read the rules, then it makes a lot more sense. So that's what I was aiming for with the boys. And they seem to have fun. I mean, the rules are technically free, but my oldest took off with my rule book yesterday. So I'd call that a good sign. I think I know a shop that has some used rule books. So I'm going to go and try and see if I can get one off of them for cheap. Because then we'll have a couple that we can use. I mean, if you've got 3 players in the house, having at least 2 players in one house and one who comes over all the time, because he's still family. Having a couple rulebooks isn't a bad idea. And Malachi got the new D&D book. What'd you think of it? Because we got it. And visually, I was unimpressed. Like, I mean, I'll give it like the 80-20 rule. But in this case, like 80% of the art sucks. And 20% of the art is kind of cool instead of the other way around. An orc in a combat kilt. But I haven't really done any kind of a deep dive on the 2024 book just because I didn't really care. Like, I shouldn't not care. Yeah, like, I absolutely agree. The art, for the most, like, the best I can say about the art is it's meh. In most cases, it is technically good. Like if you could quantify art, to a math equation, most of the art would come in the good category. But if you are talking inspiration, if you're talking, representing the subject matter, or appropriateness for the medium, then Met is about as good as I can get it. But I will admit, when it is good, it is really good. Like the homage piece to the cartoon is amazing. It is a really good piece of art. The bard from the School of Dance is not. All right, let's try. Yeah, the school of glamour. Yeah. Dude, Sixth World, the taco and sushi thing isn't even the worst. I wish I could say that it was, but it's not. There's so much more that is just horrible. Like, at least like with the tacos and the sushi. Like, here, okay, I will defend it, even though I think it's stupid and should not have been included. Okay? I will defend it. And I'm not even going to use the stupid arguments. I'm not even going to use the stupid arguments that have been put out there. Like, most of the stupid arguments are like, well, sushi has actually existed for 800 years, or tacos were originally a Mayan creation, or whatever. I don't care about those. Here's an argument that I think would make sense. So, the spell is called, like, Hero's Bounty or something, right? And it's to represent, this, like, your heroes are in a dungeon and they manage to find, or somebody conjures this up so that they can keep going. So something like that, think about it. The GM is probably not going to describe. Okay. And even for the players, yeah, so everybody's going to kind of imagine something a little bit differently. You know, but we're also going to be imagining it from this modern lens. So I could see the art being appropriate from that perspective. Like, what are the players probably going to imagine as this, you know, feast of bounty? You know, and modern players probably are going to imagine tacos or sushi or something along those lines. So it's not the most inappropriate piece of art. I still think it's dumb. I still think they could have done better, but I can think of a lot of things, you know, worse. Mecha orcs, for example. Malachi says Brave Star would be a barbarian. Okay. So yeah, there's definitely worse in the book for the art than the Feast of Bounty. And that's saying something, considering how much of the art I am just not a fan of. Like, a nice way I complained about it was that there is way too much fluorescent ink being used. You know, the bard that looks like it's straight out of Gem and the Holograms is a perfect example of that. It would not surprise me if all of the art was touched up by AI. mean, I don't think it was just like done with an AI prompt, but I could even see the artist having gone in and just been like, okay, Chat GPT or Midjourney or whoever. Give me this as a base, and then either use it for reference or for the base of the paint, and then just the art, and then just art over it. I wanted to say paint, but let's be honest, it's digital paint at best. Alright, let's see if I can give him big bushy eyebrows without making it look horrible. Not too bad. Malachi says hi, dear. Chat GPT, please art me as hard as you can. I'm trying to get a job with WotC. No, I mean, I don't think it's necessarily that bad, but come on. I mean, to assume that artists aren't doing it, I think is naive at best. I absolutely believe that the artists are using that. So let's see. Did my children bother putting anything back? Well, it's in the case, but it's definitely not in the right spot. Oh, wait, is that where my bronze is? Hey, woman.
What do you mean, man?
Hey, here's the other color I was looking for. I resent what you're saying. What ignorance? I ain't ignorant.
Ignorance of, I should just put away the clean dishes and not have to be asked. I should walk my own home. Give her that for me, actually. I probably learned that from, in the practicality sense. They want to have underwear, they gotta wash them.
Folks, this is my stream. Why are you taking Kim's side? Come on. Rude. So very rude.
think you've learned a valuable lesson this weekend.
What lesson did I learn this weekend, Kim?
That when you poop, you need to flush more than once. To prevent annihilation by fumes.
Thanks, Peanut Gallery.
There was nothing right about that bathroom last night.
I don't know what all you all heard, but I ain't repeating it.
And we both learned that it's always helpful to look at the app to see where our children are at all times.
All right, so it's definitely going to look better with a wash, but it's looking pretty good so far. Let's do this. Let's take some of this paint. I'm gonna mix it with some of this paint, and it's probably way more wet than it should be. That's fine. And let's see if it'll work for dry brushing. Yeah, it's definitely too wet, but I think it's working for what I need it for. It's still going to clean up with the wash that I'm going to give it. Some abilities are wordy. Well, I mean, when you're getting paid by the word, sort of makes sense. Still no update on whether we'll be closed. I suspect we will be, although I could see them being like, we're sending an airboat to pick y'all up so you can work your shift. Got to love the mega corporation. Hey, Chummer. I like that. I was proud of that one. Yes, ma'am.
We need to go on a cruise. I'm itching to be on a boat with all the snackies. Boat snackies. Yum.
Wait, but Malachi, why would they do a book about Xanthars when they already did? Like, they'd name it something else. And yes, Sixth World, we already are in a cyberpunk dystopia. That's just straight facts.
Cybertron?
Cyberpunk. Not Cybertron. We are not in a Cybertron dystopia. I'm not even sure I want to know what that means.
I just think that would be really cool for our cars to turn into robots.
But that's not necessarily a dystopia, and I'm okay with that. Sixth World wants to live on Cybertron.
You know what?
Oh, come on. Where's my letter?
You know what? I'll bet the little Tesla cars turn into accountant robots.
I doubt Teslas will turn into accountant robots. Teslas are a little too cool for that.
Have you met me? I'm too cool for you.
Dang it. I mean, that's fair. It's not necessarily funny, it's accurate. Excuse me, folks. I have to go find something.
Oh no, you can't find something because it was misplaced or not put away properly. I wonder. Learn something from that. Stop.
Bring on your product, friend.
Right. Oh. Cold dead fingers on me.
Dang it. Have you seen the little, looks like a paint bottle, but it just has water in it? It just has some.
I found a pop can. Where it doesn't belong. How about this one thing?
Yep, that one.
Is this thing?
That's the thing.
Did I use my eyeballs and find it for you? Because
Thanks.
I have eyeballs of finding. Is that? Ooh, that's like a skill, isn't it? Like a D&D skill.
Yes. My wife has the D&D skill of eyeballs of finding.
I have a +4 on that.
Anyways, hobby tip, get yourself one of these. Just, like, they sell empty ones, just a dropper bottle. Just fill it with water. Because I'll admit, I'm usually lazy and just use the water out of my paint cup to thin stuff down. But it has paint, and it'll change the color of your paint. So you use this, and you can add some clean water to whatever you want to mix. So, like, I've got this wash that I'm going to put all over the orc now. So instead of mixing it with some of the lighter gray paint, I can just mix it with water. And thin it that way. And then it doesn't ruin your wash. I've ruined a lot of wash by mixing it with regular paint. Like I put it in one of the palette cups, thinking, "Oh, this spot's fine." It was not fine. But yes. Do you know a wife that doesn't have at least a +4 eyeballs of finding? I mean, it's usually because she moved the thing in the first place, but not always. Alright. I do need to pick up a couple of details. I just realized I didn't do anything with the hilt. I meant to metallize a couple of bits on the pouch, but I might just leave it as is. I'll see when the wash dries, but overall, kind of like where this guy's at. So that means essentially I've got 4 that are more or less ready to go. We've got the Shard Forged Artificer. Again, there's that little bottle. Just did some this bright warm gray and then blue ink on top of it. That came out really well. I really like that. I've got this Shard Forged fighter dude. We've got the elf fighter. Now that her wash is dried, this actually, I'm pretty happy with that. What's a wife? That's fair, Malachi. Then we have the orc barbarian warrior dude. Okay. I know it's only been an hour. I know we normally go 2, but I think I'm at a spot. It's really weird. It's really weird when I'm finishing stuff. It's like, oh, I'm finishing stuff. Let's stop finishing stuff. So there's that. Anyways, so if you haven't already, there was a Battletech video that came out today looking at the vehicles out of the Mercenaries Kickstarter set. I'm still trying to get my my video for what's it called done? Smooth Operations. But we are going to be back on Wednesday for diving deep into Eberron. We will be picking up with Chapter 2 and looking at classes. And then probably start with character abilities. So like feats and stuff like that they added for the Eberron campaign setting. So definitely come back for that. At least one of the miniatures that is done being painted will be given away for that. So definitely, like, if you want to win, there's 2 ways. You're either a member of the channel and you're entered in automatically and you don't have to be there, or if you are if you are in the chat, then you are eligible to be entered as well. So show up, it'll be fun. But other than that, yeah, just look for more videos, more live streams. We'll have some fun with this week. But other than that, everybody, have a good week. Hope you're out, hope everything's going well. If you're in a danger zone, please stay safe. I'd rather have you come back. But otherwise, yeah, I'm going to stop rambling. So thanks, everybody. Appreciate it. Have a great day.